Drivers from the Virgin Islands are born U.S. citizens, but when they apply for a trucker license, federal law still tags them as foreign. Good day from the Virgin Islands. I'm Brian Loudon, and this is a VI Update. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett introduced a bill to fix a decades-old oversight, the exclusion of U.S. territories from the federal commercial driver's license program. Right now, CDLs issued in the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico are treated like they come from a foreign country. That forces drivers to apply for a non-domiciled license through a state even though they carry U.S. passports and driver's licenses. With the exception of America Samoa, the other territories, Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands, were written into the 1986 Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Act, along with the states and D.C. Why Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands were left off remains unclear. In U.S. territorial law, omissions like this often fall into two categories: deliberate choice that avoid granting territories more authority, or simple bureaucratic neglect where they were overlooked entirely. The bill, co-sponsored by Puerto Rico's resident commissioner Pablo Hernandez and Congressman Chuck Edwards of North Carolina, would explicitly add the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico to the definition of state under the Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Act. A similar measure died in Congress in 2023. Timing is key. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration just tightened rules on non-domiciled licenses, and without this fix, U.S. Virgin Islanders risk being swept up in restrictions meant for foreign truckers. Around 200,000 truck drivers are expected to be impacted in total by the new restrictions. For drivers from the USVI, the bill means fairness, but it also exposes a dilemma. With thousands of jobs already sitting vacant, easier recognition of CDLs could make it simpler for skilled operators, from truckers to heavy equipment drivers, to leave the territory for higher-paying jobs stateside. Correcting the law is necessary. This isn't a cut in line. It's being invited into the line at all. But it hits on the question of how the Virgin Islands will keep trained workers at home under the current economic conditions, let alone ask those who've gained skills to return. Perhaps knowing their licenses can still hold the same strength could make a difference. If you or someone in your family has run into roadblocks getting a CDL recognized, or if you've thought about taking your skills and leaving to work on the continent, I want to hear what's driving that decision in the comments. I'm Brian Loudon. This is your VI Update. Your islands, your news, our reporting.